Chapter 3. The Tale of the Princess of Damascus. I am the only daughter of the King of Damascus. I was brought up with the greatest care, and for years never knew a sad moment. But at length my disposition seemed to change, and I became melancholy and confused. Eventually one of the servants suggested that I should drink a certain draught, which would surely restore my good temperament. I agreed to try it, and he came back with a cup of this, carried by a boy. This seemed to enliven me, and I asked for it to be brought to me every day at the same time. Now there was something of a curious nature in that drink, which made me laugh and play, and I soon became very fond of the young cupbearer. I gave him quite a lot of money, but he always appeared in the same dirty garments. One day I asked him why he did not dress better. He explained that everything he earned was taken by his master, and so I ordered that he should be fed, clothed, and instructed in my own house to become a fit companion for me. Years passed, and as this boy was becoming a man, the royal servants would no longer allow him entry into the women's quarters of the palace. This decision desolated me, but there seemed to be no way to continue his visits. I ordered the steward to give the youth several thousand gold pieces, so that he could set himself up as a jeweller in the market, with a fine house, servants, and excellent goods to sell. Before very long he was so successful that he almost monopolized the capital's trade in jewels. Everyone of importance, including the members of the court, bought from him. But though I had helped him to have a happy life, I still yearned for his company and formed a plan. I instructed my servants to have a tunnel dug from his house to my palace so that he could visit me. This was accomplished, and we used to spend our evenings together in eating and drinking. One day, when my man went to bring him, he would not come, but simply sat there in a most disconsolate manner, and so my guide returned alone. I sent the man back to say that if he would not come at once, I would go to him, with all the attendant risks if I were to be discovered. So he came, but there was a coolness about him which I had not seen before. I asked him the cause of his languor, and eventually he explained. There was, he said, a certain beautiful house for sale, with wonderful gardens, not far from his house, and actually in the centre of the city. The price of it was enormous, because together with it was to be sold a wonderful singing girl. He would need over 250,000 gold pieces in all. The owner would not sell the one without the other. I immediately ordered that the house be bought for him, and he became transformed, passing the remainder of the night with me in the customary jollity. From that time onwards, he continued to come to me by night. One day, the following spring, I formed the desire to see the wondrous garden of the youth for myself. Taking only one woman servant with me, I made my way through the tunnel to his house and then to the garden. It was indeed a fairyland. I came across the youth, and he took me to see wonderful illuminations, the birds, the plants, and everything else in that delectable place. Soon he said, "Let us go and sit on yonder balcony." Suddenly, as we were sitting, looking at the lights of the town spread beneath us from the high tower, an old and wizened hag with a wine bottle in her hand entered the scene. Amazed, I asked him who she was. He replied, "She is the fascinating and exceptional woman whom I have purchased together with this property, due to your generosity." I could hardly conceal my rage and disappointment, but before I could form any plan as to what to do or say, they started to ply me with a powerful brew from that accursed bottle, and my head swam. As I watched, the two began to behave in a disgraceful manner. I started to make homeward as fast as I could, utterly repulsed by what I had experienced. In consultation with the ancient hag, the young man decided that I was too dangerous to be free. He came after me, threw his turban at my feet, and begged forgiveness. Infatuated as I was, I relented. He and the old woman then made me drink more of their wine, and I soon lost my senses and remembered nothing. The youth then drove his sword through me, thinking that he had killed me. As I felt the pain, I opened my eyes and said, I have been recompensed in accordance with my own actions. Save yourself from the price of my death. Wash the blood off your garment and keep this event a secret. I have been faithful even to death. Then I recommended him to God and lost consciousness. Thinking me dead, he put me in the wooden chest and let it down from the city walls, just as you witnessed. If I had not sought pleasure in people, I would not have been brought to this condition. God, after causing me to die, as it were, restored me to life. Let us see what my future is to be. You have not stinted your care and wealth in helping me. When I saw that you seemed impoverished, I sent you to Sidi Bahar, who is my treasurer. He gave you the money. I sent you to the shop of Yusuf the merchant, knowing that you would become friends with him, and would have eventually to invite him to eat at your house. I arranged for our people to prepare the lavish entertainments for him. My father the king is away on a long tour of his possessions, and I have been able to be absent from home for this reason. Sidi Bahar sent news of my adventures to my mother, the queen. She was utterly distressed and remonstrated with me, saying that I was about to destroy the integrity of the throne. But in the end, she agreed to help me revenge myself upon the youth and the dreadful hag by sending members of her household to prepare the entertainment that night. It was for this revenge that I told you to ask the youth to send for the hag to join you. When everyone, including you, were drunk and had lost your senses, I ordered a Kamluk guardwoman to sever the heads of the two miscreants for having attempted to murder me. I was angry with you for engaging in a wine-bibbing orgy with people whom you hardly knew. Now that you know all, I think that neither of us should remain in this city. From now on, you are the master.